A little bit behind schedule. Look, fashionably late for my own thing, right? So like it's not so bad. Your boy Chili hanging out with you on a Tuesday. Tuesday's 2 piece going down. Just like it's been rolling like for like the last I guess like 8 years according to Gridiron. Can't believe we've been doing this thing 10 years, and I think I'm done. 10 years and I'm done. Once we hit the X, I'm out. But until then, fully loaded show. We are going to be joined by my guy Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. I've said it twice, so if I say it again, you know he's going to appear. Also got a super talented flamethrower joining the show. I cannot wait to chop it up with him. I'm going to say like literally like an out-of-state import. So, you know, I'll give you guys like a little bit of a teaser there. So, you know, look, this is going to be exciting because there's exciting things going on. Also, the one and only Gridiron Arizona going to jump on, and we're going to do the Inside the Number segment like we always do. And I'm struggling in like the pick'em that we got, but it's all good. But before I get to all that, speaking of rolling, ASU rolling back in that top 25. I'm excited. They beat TCU, big comeback, super hyped the crowd, another sellout. Dillingham got this thing fully activated. So you know, y'all know the deal. I think they're second in the Big 12 technically right now, but they're going to end up at the top of that thing. You know what it is. So next up, right now they're on the bye. They got a bye this week, so they're gonna be out recruiting, and then I think they got Utah at Utah, the Devin Dampier led Utah Utes. So that'll be a lot of fun. NAU also rolling 4-1. I believe they're second in the Big Sky too. I think they're second too in the Big Sky. So shout out to Coach Wright and his crew over there holding it down. I believe they beat Portland State, and I think they got Montana State up next. Montana State comes to the Dome, and I know that my guy's going to be out there. I'm going to get to him in a second. I'm not a jerk, so I'm going to cover all the I'm going to show love to all the college teams that play football in the state of Arizona at the Division I level. U of A football, they got a lot of our Arizona guys out there that are doing things. U of A football, they're coming off of a loss. They lost to Iowa State. Iowa State currently at the top of the Big 12, so no shame. It wasn't a pretty loss. It was ugly. Those things happen. It's all good. You know, hopefully they're going to get a couple of these dubs. You know, I support U of A as often as I can, especially when they're not playing ASU. So there's that. Real quick, I got to run through some of these things because part of the business practice. D-backs are done. D-backs are done. They're not in the playoffs. There's not going to be any magical run. They didn't lose 100 games either. So that's like the good news. Lavillo's coming back. More good news. I think that this team needs a little bit of offensive punch, a big bat. I love Corbin Carroll. My man has some Taiwan roots, like myself. My mom's from Taiwan. His mom's from Taiwan. We're like somewhat the same, right? We're both coming up in our games and like trying to figure things out and make things cook. So shout out to Corbin Carroll for being a certified problem out here in the state of Arizona. He's also, I believe, from the Pacific Northwest. I just wanted to throw that out there. I think he's like from the Seattle area. So there's that. The D-backs, look, some pitching help would be nice too. But in the interim, anyways, you know, it's a go Yankees time officially. The show is fully Yankees fans. Amongst all my guests, which I will adopt as Yankees fans and, you know, contributors. So I will adopt them all as Yankees fans. Also, the Suns are coming up. I think that this is going to be a team that wins about 30 games this year. They're going to struggle. It's going to be all bad. They got a lot of shooting guards. A lot of guys that can put the ball in the bucket. Some of these guys want to play a little bit of defense when the makes sense for them to do so. I think that this team's winning 30 games, 30 to 35. 35 is the max. That's like the ceiling for the Suns. Until they trade Devin Booker to New York, not getting Brunson back, but they trade Devin Booker to New York and, you know, get somewhat of a haul, maybe a 3-team deal or whatever, and make that thing work. And then Devin Booker goes and wins a championship in the Garden. And who knows? The Suns fully go into that rebuild. My first guess is going to appreciate that a little bit and probably troll me. I think they needed a real point guard to fix some of their situation. I do also think that they need a big, but I love Iguodala for obvious reasons. But I do think that they need a certified, bona fide big fella. But I love Iguodala, so I'm going to put that out there. getting back to the football stuff, the Cardinals, 2-2. I guess they're at the bottom of the West, but the West is super competitive. So it is what it is. Like, they're being at the bottom of a super competitive division, all good. Lost a heartbreaker to the Seahawks on Thursday night. I want to say it's no shame, but I saw some of the clips. Look, they got the 0-4 Titans coming here next. So I think that's like the remedy to all things not going the way that we want. Look, I believe in Gannon. I believe in Gannon. I think that he's a stud, great coach. I love what he's about. Kyler Murray, even though I didn't want the Cardinals to draft him, I still believe in him. I think that he needs a deep threat to help open up this offense. Also, a little bit of consistency out of Marvin Harrison Jr. wouldn't be the worst thing. A super talented receiver. I think he's a 1. I just a little bit of consistency. I would never tell a pro how to be a pro, and I think that he's a pro. I just want to see some consistency out of him, and I think that he's going to be great. Also, I do got to do this before I bring on my first guest. I did say that I was going to do this until we figure out how one actually goes about and wins this award. So I got to show some love to my guy, Coben Bourget, the super talented wide receiver, academic nut over there at ASU. My man is heavy in the classroom and heavy in the community, doing a lot of the coaching for sevens, camps, things like that, constantly giving back. In any capacity, really, reading to the kids, handing out the free burritos from Burrito Express, things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I show him some love because I said I was going to do so literally until we figure out how this Wuerffel Award is actually won. I do got my first guest coming up here in a second. I do want to show some love to my guy, Devin Horn, and all the videographers, photographers that are out there, the Andy Silvases, the Ariana Graney's, the Corey Cross is our own JJ Digos, my guy K Visuals, who does a lot of the graphic stuff and got me into the shoe game a little bit. He's a heavy sneakerhead. He's got way more expensive shoes than I got, but it is what it is. But yeah, hey, I do got my first guest. My first guest, because of time constraints, I usually have him at the end, but I'm going to bring him on first, and then I got a treat for y'all. Super talented flamethrower. I'm going to bring him up coming up in about 10 minutes. But before that, we got to do it one more time, right? Because this is like his thing, Beetlejuice. Coach Jewel literally hates when I put up all those Basha highlights from week 1. But look, I said it for the third time, Beetlejuice, and my man definitely going to bring the juice. Got his little segment carved out here and dropping dimes Monday, Tuesday. He literally owns. He is like the new face of like Arizona high school football. My guy Adam Beetle. What's going on, man? Where are you at now?
30 wins. 30. Only 30.
30-0.
How can you say they don't have a big man? They've got Mark Williams, Nick Richards, and Kaman Malawak.
No,
Ryan Dunn, Oso.
I love Ryan. I love Oso. Listen, I just want somebody that I want Giannis. I want the Greek Freak.
Well, you can't just wave a magic wand and he's on the team.
Really? Because y'all waved the magic wand and brought Kevin Durant in here.
Well, that's not how. That's not how the Knicks are going to get Devin Booker.
And when you were a zygote, you literally waved the magic wand and brought Charles Barkley here. So like, I don't want to hear that y'all can't make things happen and wave magic wands. And that's what I said. You were. Hey, listen, I said you were a zygote. You were a zygote. Okay. You were a thought.
I don't know what that means.
It's all good. You know exactly what that means. Anyways, let's get into some of this conversation. Last night, we were talking about a bunch of things on dropping dimes, but some things that did kind of come up in a very, very roundabout way. Let's go through this 27 quarterback thing because I'm not sure how long I'm going to have you on right now. 27 quarterbacks in the state of Arizona, absolutely on fire. These guys are cooking with gas right now for the most part in terms of scholarship offers, performance on the field, things like that. Real quick, I know that you probably got 3 or 4 in mind. I'm going to let you start with one. Who's the first one that comes to your mind when we say 2027 quarterbacks in the state of Arizona? Who's the first one that comes to your mind?
So right now, the first one that obviously comes to my mind is Chandler's Will Menzel. I mean, you cannot
Absolutely.
deny what he's done this year. Leads the state in passing yards. He's already got over 1,800 passing yards. You want to know who had the max passing yards last year? Who had the most passing yards returning?
Who?
Brady Goodman. And you know what? He had just barely over 3,000. Will Menzel has half that in 5 games.
A little bit more than half.
A little bit more than half, but you get my point.
No, I do. And Litton notorious for throwing that thing around.
Right. And it again goes back to not just Menzel, but also Chandler and the difference. And they've looked, and usually we've talked about this Chandler team in the past being a run first team, somebody that is more likely to have 1 or 2 guys in the backfield that are pounding it. And now they've got a quarterback that can do it all. And I think the most surprising part to me, at least, is to see the evolution of Will Menzel's run game. We know that he has legs. We know that he has the speed. Last year, we kind of saw that, cause a couple of injuries, and that caused him kind of be sidelined. So I think there was a lot of talk at the beginning of the season, a lot of worry just about him on how much he's running the ball and can he sustain this run game for Chandler. And he kind of has turned it and been like, you know what, I can do it because I'm a baller and I'm throwing all these yards and I'm running for all these touchdowns. And Will Menzel's play this season has been absolutely incredible and the large and keystone piece of Chandler's success this season.
No, for sure. Listen, I've been out to 2 games. I've seen Will play twice, and he has about 1,000 yards passing, 11 touchdowns through the air in the 2 games that I went to. My man, if you go watch him and I'm with you, bring an umbrella. The kid is making it rain out there. Like, it's insane. All right. So Will Menzel comes to mind first. Who's the second quarterback on this list, on this very, very populated list that I can guess about that comes to your mind after that?
I think it's Cale Snyder. And I say that because in my opinion, I believe that Cale is coming off his best high school football game of his career. He went 22 of 29 for 291 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Just crossed the 1,000-yard mark. He's now got 11 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. You look at where Cale was at this point in time last season, a new guy who was rapidly thrown into the system. Not rapidly, he was already there, but had to make the jump into being the starting quarterback. That was not originally going to be his role going into last season, had to get adjusted. And now he's had a full season under his belt, a full offseason, a full spring training with his team under the belt, getting with his guys. And now he's coming to this year. And it's been a slow start for Perry, but I think Cale and him really getting going is going to be this now turnaround point for the Pumas, and especially coming off a game where he almost had 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. That'll do it.
Golden ticket kid too. We had him on Dropping Dimes last night. And the big thing is you're 1-2 going head to head next week. What do you expect to see on Twitter that night if you aren't going to that game?
For what game?
Chandler Perry.
Oh, I think that it'll be interesting because Chandler, I think Chandler plays this week. I don't think they have a bye week this week.
I don't know if they have a bye. I know next week they play, though. I know next week it's
Chandler. I know Perry has a bye this week, but
yeah,
this is kind of a much-needed break for Perry that they've kind of had to do a lot of things really fast. You got to play an out-of-state team. You got to play some of the most competitive teams in 6A. You win your last 2 games, and now you can go into this week, figure things out. You've got the momentum going. You're hitting your right groove. How can you build on that? And for Chandler, this is a team that I think is hungry because they want to be in that conversation of we belong with the Basho Liberty Hamilton. And I have to think that Chandler is seeing that, as much as I'm sure Ty Wisdom is going to go, we're not paying a lot of attention to what the media is saying and what everybody's saying. I know that there's dudes on Chandler that see that. And I know they see what we're saying. And I know they're hungry for it.
I know they think that y'all are ignoring them, but I mean, it is what it is. Y'all have vaulted Hamilton into the, upper echelon of like the greatest teams to ever play high school football out here because of what they're doing offensively, which I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad because I went out and witnessed some of it, but it's all good. It's all good, Vito, because, we was at Dave's and, your man talked to you a little bit. I'm not going to get into all of that. But your number 3 guy, third guy that comes to mind.
My third guy is actually, I think, one that might be a little surprising, and that's Luke Farrell. I think that Luke
Okay.
Farrell has really taken his game to sort of the next level so far this season. I know it hasn't necessarily reflected in Corona's record, but just watching the game alone against Pinnacle, there were a couple things that stood out to me. One, he looks a lot more confident in the pocket. And two, he's a lot more mobile than he was last year. I think at a guy like his size, who's 6'5", I think just over 200 pounds, you would think that there might be a little bit of mobility issues moving around the pocket with speed. But I think what sticks out about Farrell is he's very agile. And he can kind of make the play when need be. And that's a game that's a part of his game that he's really going to have to develop before he gets to the college level. And he's already taken a huge step with it this season. And obviously the recruiting's picked up for him. So I'm excited to see the kind of quarterback that Luke Farrell develops into before the end of the season.
Look, me and you got a chance to get out there and see Luke. We saw him I don't think it was a very, very opportune moment for him because Corona is going through some transition. Does that mean that Luke Farrell's not a P4 guy? That is not what that means.
No.
What it means is, new coaches, new system, new concepts. Those guys got to figure it out. They got some guys playing in positions that they might not be used to. They got to fix some things on that offensive line. The biggest takeaway for me was Pinnacle harassing them all night.
That defensive line in Pinnacle is
solid. You saw them the next week versus Higley too.
Yeah.
My thing was with Luke, could he turn 2 seconds into 4 seconds with his feet? Could he turn 3 seconds into 5 seconds? And that was a big thing for me. I never realized how actually well his feet worked until that game. I was kind of glad to see some of that.
And I think that's a great point. And I think if we're seriously looking at it as a standpoint from going to 2 to 4 seconds, I think what we've seen so far to Luke is he's made that jump from 2 to 3 seconds, and now it's making that jump from 3 to 4. Right? There's still that wiggle room where you want to see him improve in some categories. He's got the talent. For a fact he's got the arm strength. He could just, if he had all the time in the world in the pocket, he could launch that thing 70 yards. And I think we all know that. Seeing that confidence grow in him, improving from 3 to 4 seconds, I think that's going to be the big thing watching his game develop over the next couple of weeks and obviously in the next season as well, because he's only a junior.
Hey, listen, unfortunately for Adam, I only gave him three kids to pick. So I always want to create problems. Listen, I am stunned that my man did not go out west for a kid that he's already seen once this season. Super talented 27 flamethrower, my guy, Blake Roscoff from Desert Edge. Hey, I know that you think he's special too, but why not one of the first three that comes to mind for you?
I think it's just recency. I've seen Luke Farrell more recent than I've seen Blake Roscoff, and in the game that Desert Edge played, right? I think this still blows my mind, the fact that, we were watching that game and it felt like, Desert Edge's offense didn't move very methodically. It wasn't, sort of just, let's run this thing. Let's move it down the field quickly. But you go back and look at the stats, and Luke Farrell had 375 yards and Blake Roscoff had 375 yards and 4 touchdowns. So it's evident that the talent's there. It's constructing it with the offense, and I think there's between these 4 guys, there is very small moving up, climbing down the ladder. I think they're constantly going up and down the ladder. But those are the top 4 guys for sure.
All right, listen, and here's a kid that I think is going to absolutely shake things up in your list come the end of the season. A bunch of us waiting for his arrival. Kane, Boogie, and Atema over there at Mesa High, the ridiculously talented 27 quarterback that came in from California to Mesa. Apparently, he's going to be eligible this week, and we are all excited to see what the kid can do. I've seen him on the camp circuit and things like that. Your thoughts over here, because I know you have somewhat put your eyes on him through film or whatever. Your thoughts on Boogie and the possible boogeyman for a lot of defenses that are about to be on his schedule.
Yeah, the boogeyman. That's a great. I love that. I think, I saw a clip today from Richard Obert that I'm pretty sure was just a deep bomb that he launched to Caleb Tafua. And man, I think this Mesa offense is about to get a huge boost. This kid, from what I've seen, he's got the speed, and I think he's got the arm strength. I think he's just got all the great makings of what you want in a dual threat quarterback. And obviously, you get the experience of playing in California and playing the tough talent that is out south. So I'm excited. This is gonna be good.
All right, man. Hey, Adam, real quick before I let you go, I got to know Seton Valley Christian. They're developing this like little rivalry over here, and Seton moving down to 3A makes this whole thing really, really possible. Valley Christian kind of been dominating it and kind of rolling this season without minus the little hiccup that they had recently. Your thoughts on this whole thing and what it means, for the city, because that's another possible big Chandler area rivalry that we kind of get to, venture into.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think, it's without a doubt that Ben Franklin is the favorite in 3A right now, just
for sure.
on how they've handled their games, and they put it on both Valley Christian and Seton Catholic. But this game becomes even more exciting now because it's a conference game, right? In years past, It's been Seton Catholic in 4A, Valley Christian in 3A, and now you got to bring a rivalry that's been growing over the last couple of years, and you get to move it over into the 3A conference. And I think this is going to be a good one. Seton Catholic is coming off a win against Dysart, and I think we've talked a lot about this season on how young this Seton Catholic team is, and I think a lot of people, including myself, thought this team would fare better moving down a conference than they have. But, given for what they've done in this situation, I think they're in a good spot. They've got young guys stepping up. Corey Edwards has just been running all over the place all season long, and Lucas Jimenez on defense as well. And Valley Christian, they had to come in New Year finding a new quarterback, and they got him in Schroeder. And Schroeder has really stepped up to the plate. That's a baseball term. I guess he, stepped up to the line of scrimmage and made some plays. And Valley Christian is, I can mention baseball. It's almost October, so playoff baseball's here.
It is. Go Yankees.
And go Cubs. Talking with Coach Peterson after the game on Thursday against Ben Franklin, I think the big thing for Valley Christian has been there's been so many different phases of their game this season. I think in each game you can go and pinpoint and say this is one thing they did particularly better than maybe another thing, and it's been different every single game. So I think for Valley Christian in this one, it's putting all the pieces together and what you can form to get a great game. We know what their defense can do, and we know what their offense is capable of doing, especially on the run. So that's going to be the big key for Valley Christian, putting this thing together. For Seton, it's fighting through. It's can we come down and win a big rivalry game, and maybe when they're not necessarily the favorite, and show that they're a team. They're still a team from 4A, and then they're going to be able to compete.
All right, Adam. Hey, Beetlejuice, I appreciate you hanging out and doing your thing, dropping dimes to the two-piece, and you got a whole bunch of other shows coming up. I got a super talented flamethrower coming up right after you, literally right after you. I can't wait to chop it up with him because I really have never had the chance to. So, Adam, you might want to stick around, hang out in the lobby, and see who it is because you are probably going to have to get familiar yourself and make your way out to his campus, put your feet on the soil there because I don't know if you have yet. I genuinely don't know if you have. I know you've talked about them, but I don't know if you put your feet on the soil. And he is going to make you do just that. Coming up next, Beetlejuice. I'm going to get you up out of here. Without further ado, I got my guy, Youngmin Lee, the super talented quarterback over there at Tolleson, making all this noise. People don't usually make noise like this at Tolleson. In fact, Youngmin, me and my guy, Cam Cox, last night were trying to dig in the record books to find out the last time that Tolleson started 5-0. What's that been like for you to come in and be this catalyst for this?
It's been great. It's been a great opportunity to put on a show for this community, for the school, to change the books around and just have a winning record as of right now.
Hey, when you came in, I know that you had to go through max preps and you're like, dang, 3 wins, 1 win. At any point were you like, dang, dude, I don't know if this is the right fit. I'm a quarterback. I got 1 year to show what I can do. Was there ever any worry, or was it just like, oh, I know I got Rico. I know I can develop this kid and this kid. I know Coach Wellbrock's got me. Like, what was the thought process there?
I had no doubt in mind of where I was going to be at in Arizona. I knew that Tolleson was the right fit. Knowing Rico prior to being here, trusting Coach Wellbrock, I know that he's a big coach in Arizona, that he has a big name. He's a big name here. And just having the underdog mentality, I think is just great. Like, just coming out and showing up for people, I think is just the best way to play the sport.
Hey, almost 1,400 yards passing, 14 touchdowns. Besides Rico, man, you're doing an absolute amazing job developing some of these guys like Quentin Gavin, another 27 wide receiver over there. Jimmy Guzman, the 28 running back. Your play has definitely opened up things for him. What's it like working with those guys?
It's great. Our team is filled with underrated athletes. Our chemistry is out of the roof. This over the past summer, it was just having team bond. I think was the biggest thing. Was like the biggest missing key of this team. I think just being able to know each other, always having each other's back. It's just great the way that they're playing and performing out there.
Hey, I know you're from the Pacific Northwest, man. Before we get too far into this, what are some things that you miss about Seattle, about back home?
To be honest, I miss the weather. I know it's getting cooler down here, but the heat is something different.
Hey, and how hard was it for you to acclimate to that? Like those 100-degree days, like you don't get it like that up there. Like, what was it like dealing with that?
Oh man, over the summer it was difficult, but I mean just pouring water all over myself, having a cold towel ready next to me, just hydrating triple times I usually do back at home. Just having that preparation was a lot different.
Hey, before I get you up out of here, I gotta know what are some of your favorite things about Arizona, though? I know the heat was a killer, but like, what are some of your favorite things about Arizona? Is it the Mexican food out here? Like, what do you love about this place? What do you love about the desert?
One thing I love about the desert, it's anywhere you go, it's a big community. Any city you go, they have their own community. It's well bonded. The food is great here. The Mexican food is great here. Having to taste authentic Mexican food is always great. So yeah, and just this community is amazing.
All right, hey, you guys are rolling at 5-0. Last question. I gotta know how hard has it been for you to not look so far ahead? Because you got all these super talented teams, the Millenniums, the Canyon Views, the Desert Edges, especially with all those high-level recruits. How hard has it been for you to not look ahead?
Really, it's just to take one team at a time. Never look above and beyond than what you're already in front of you. To always just take one team down before the next, and just have that confidence up in you, and just build it up with your team. And just like as this week we take Ellis, that we just really focus on them, and then the next week after that we take Millennium next Thursday.
Okay. Hey, young man, I'm going to catch up with you soon. Rico already said that I have to get out to a game. I am circling that Millennium game because I got to put my feet on the campus and check y'all out and see all that work that you're doing. I really appreciate you making some time hanging out with your boy, and I'm gonna catch up with you down the line. Cool.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Take care. Hey, what up, Gridiron?
Had young men from the undefeated Tolleson Wolverines. 1984, the last time that Tolleson actually started 7-0 that year. That team went 10-1-1. So here they are. Yeah, they haven't played the toughest schedule yet. Their opponents so far are 9-16. After Kellis, the last four opponents that you alluded to there, the Desert West region, Millennium, Desert Edge, Verrado, Canyon View, those four are currently 17-3. So, people will take notice if this continues, no doubt about it.
Hey, listen. They can only play who's in front of them.
I know.
And in past years,
putting it with a word of caution here.
In past years, this team is not starting off 5-0.
I know. I had feet on the ground at Tolleson last year at the early season, and it definitely did not. It didn't even start out 1-0. So I was there for the open.
Mark it down. Your boy's flight's getting in early. I'm going to make sure that I am at that Millennium Tolleson game. I got to see what everybody is not talking about with Tolleson. Millennium's going to be one of their first quote unquote tough games, right? So, I got to see what it's about. I think that Coach Walbrock's doing a fantastic job over there. And I brought this up last night with Cam Cox and stuff, amidst like all the transferring in and out of players and things like that. He stayed the course with the kids that wanted to stay and found a way to make this thing work. So shout out to Coach Walbrock.
Yeah, their game this week against Kellis is on a Thursday. Interesting note to the schedule here. They have 5 weeks remaining, of course, and 3 of those games are Thursdays. This week, week are both Thursday games, and then the season finale against Canyon View is also on a Thursday.
Oh, hey, Coach Alcantara and Coach Walbrock trying to get some coverage, trying to make this thing work for everybody. I love that. All right.
I gotta believe that the school moved some of those, because I don't think the AIA would stick you with 3 Thursdays without your permission. So,
you never know, right? I mean, there's got to be a benefit. There's got to be some benefit to having Thursday games, right? Like you're not the only, but like highly likely you're not competing.
I mean, there's typically statewide. There's typically anywhere from 10 to 15 Thursday games each week. Of course, that started a couple of years ago with a shortage in referees, and then you've got some companies, including 12 Plus, that do a streaming game each week. You've got the Fiesta Bowl doing a televised game each week. So you've got demand out there for streaming people to have a game of the week. So some schools do voluntarily move into that Thursday for that.
There's like 3 Thursday games that are streamed.
There's those are the 2 big ones that I know of. Is the Epic Sports 12 Plus and the CW Network Fiesta Bowl game. I think those are the only regular Thursdays where they have a different game every Thursday. There's some that the Varsity Sports Show has teams that they follow every week, and they stream all their games every week, and then there might be a couple other ones, some student run ones. I know that the Peoria does their student run one, and then there's some other schools that also do a student run one, but they just do their own school every week. Now, when you put me on last, I get to go fill in the notes from before. And both Chandler and Perry are on the bye this week. They play each other October 10, so it'll be a week from Friday at Perry. Will Menzel, 1,822 yards passing, as you guys mentioned, in 5 games. And last year, the 6A passing leader for the full season was Hayden Fletcher from Liberty, who had 3,266. So Will Menzel will probably have that eclipse before the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. But yeah. I think Beto said the returner, the kid that.
Oh, he might. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I think
yeah.
So I think that's why
Goodman was second. So yeah, that would make him the leading returner. Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's just academic, right? So, anyways.
Yep.
All right. Gridiron. We gotta get to some business. Order of business. Any commentary, real quick, from you though? Listen, people tried to jump down my throat about picking the Suns to win 30 games. He treated it like
30 is too low.
He treated it like when I said the D-backs were going to lose 100 that one year. So, what
the Suns aren't going to the championship, so you don't have to worry about that.
They definitely won't. They absolutely will not.
The Suns also have not won less than 34 games in a season since 2018-19. And I think the hire of Ott is going to make a big difference that nobody's talking about right now, especially defensively. This is a team that's kind of built for defense, and they got a guy coming in who had a lot of success doing that at Cleveland. There's no reason for them to tank, because you think about it in the NBA, once you hit about halfway through the season, you got teams that kind of throw up the white flag and they start playing for draft picks. Suns aren't going to do that because they don't have their pick. So I think you're going to see them, not let up and maybe have a better second half of the season than the first half. And of course, it's Book's team again. He's thrived in a leading role before KD was here, and I think they're going to be in the mix for the play-in. So I think it's going to be similar to last year, where they're. I'm not saying they're going to be in the play-in, but we're going to come down to this the last 2 weeks before the season, and they're going to have a shot. I'm going to give them 38 wins. I'm going to go 38-44. I would say play-in, but I mean 10 teams out of the 15 at least make the play-in. So you're talking about, it's kind of like the 6A. You just have to not finish in the bottom third, and you at least get the play-in game. So I think they're going to be. This is not going to be a team that if they have 30 wins, they're not going to be in the mix for the play-in. I'm gonna go under 500, but in the mix.
Golly, Gridiron, listen, for your sake and for your fandom and for the fandom of like Adam and everybody else that supports and watches and that were friends or whatever. Listen, I hope the Suns can win 38 or 40 or whatever.
More likable than they were in the Bradley Beal.
But they are going to lose. They are going to lose a whole lot of games this year. I would be actually stunned if they win 33 games this year. I would be stunned.
Nice.
I think that this team is they have no true, real, certified point guard. Like, don't tell me we're going back to the point book days.
I hope not.
Is that what you want?
I don't like.
Is that what you want?
No, I don't want the point book. I was never a fan of the point book.
And I don't care about Richards and Williams and all them guys, but they need a legit certified big fella also. I think they
just drafted one.
I think they need, but they need like a.
You need a 7-footer?
Yeah.
Listen,
just because you're 7 foot don't mean that some development until he's fully developed. I think that they need like an actual like trade for Giannis. He don't want to be there no more. You heard what he said.
They have any assets to trade for Giannis?
Well, give him the kid from Duke. You and Adam are so high on him. Maybe Milwaukee will be like,
I don't think Milwaukee's doing the deal straight up.
Well, don't do it straight up. Do a 3-team deal that sends Book
to
New
York.
York
got picks to trade.
Well, take New York's picks and send Book to New York, and then we're all happy.
You've been wishing for Book to go to New York for a few years
for
now.
so long.
You guys got a shot this year. You don't need Book. You get the rest of the conference that has fallen apart in last year's postseason. That the Knicks should be able to get there.
He'll be a great second fiddle to Jalen Brunson. He'd be a great
he'll be a great leader for this team to try to restart the phase there.
He already owns like the scoring record here or whatever it is.
He's not for the records. He's a part of this,
he better be here for the records because they can't keep losing 50 games a year like they're about to do this year.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just
all right, man. All right. Anyways, time to get to some real business that me and Gridiron got to discuss. We got to discuss some of these teams that are about to be playing ball this week. I can't wait. I'm super excited. The first one that we're going to talk about is we are going to pull up this game right here. We are going to delve down into a little bit. This is West Side football, right? We consider this West Side.
Oh, yes.
This is Northwest Christian versus Thunderbird. A huge matchup. Thunderbird at Northwest Christian. What's up?
You got the word West in their name.
Yeah. So Thunderbird at Northwest Christian. Head coach over there at Thunderbird, Matt Nellette, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Love what he's doing over there, by the way.
Yeah.
Love what he's doing. Quarterback J.P. Stewart, running back Malachi Little, and this kid that everybody's been talking about. I've seen Ober write some articles and stuff like that. Daryl Little, wide receiver over there.
There's a whole family, like 8 of them or something.
Last name might be Little, but he's doing big things.
Some of them are still to come.
Yeah, legacies. Like I said, last name might be little, but he's doing big things. Defensive lineman Sean Cosgrove, defensive lineman Javier Purcell, linebacker Hunter Donathan out there. Those guys are absolutely making that thing go. Coach Nolet definitely got a lot of talent that he's taking advantage of out there, keeping it close to home as much of it as possible. On the flip side, Northwest Christian head coach David Ennis, and he's in this for real. Quarterback Lakai Walwork. I think that the kid's special and has something to him. I think that he can do a lot of things out there. Great leader. They got a running back over there, Nathan Johannes. Pair of wide receivers, Landon Beckman, and wide receiver Chopper Penscover. I believe that he's a legacy over there. Linebacker Connor May
from before,
and defensive back Debo Vital. I think that these guys. Listen, Northwest Christian always super disciplined, always very well coached. Love what Coach Ennis does over there, and he's got his son over there helping out. So this is going to be a hell of a game. Gridiron, I'm gonna let you go inside the numbers and break this down a little bit further.
Okay, just a second.
And more than names, we got to get these numbers. So, we got to find out who's doing what and when they're doing it.
Take this back up here. There we go. Okay, we got from the 4A, we got Thunderbird. The Titans are 6-0 against Northwest Christian. The Crusaders are 3-2. This will be Friday night at 7 p.m. in West Phoenix. It's 43rd Avenue, just south of Bell Road, definitely West Valley. Last week, Thunderbird defeated Deer Valley 27-14 on Saturday. Northwest, that was of course moved by the storm. Northwest Christian defeated Moon Valley 38-6. Last meeting between these teams was just last year. Thunderbird won 34-10. In that game, Lakai Walwork for Northwest Christian had 287 passing yards and a rushing touchdown. And Darrell Little for Thunderbird had 2 catches for 91 yards and a TD as a freshman. For Thunderbird, you got head coach Matt Nillette in his 7th year. Quarterback J.P. Stewart is a senior, 1,199 yards, 12 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. Running back Malachi Little, senior, 280 yards, 7 TDs. You got wide receiver Darrell Little, now a sophomore, 32 catches for 865 yards and 9 touchdowns. Plus, he's got 2 rushing touchdowns, and he plays defense. He's got 3 interceptions with one of those returned for a touchdown. So he scored 12 TDs on the season in 6 games for Thunderbird. They're playing an 11-game season. They filled in for 1 week for a 5A team that didn't have enough. Hey, I love that. I just finished my bag last weekend of the Archer jerky.
It took you this long. I gave you that bag in June.
Yeah, I know. I don't eat it every day. Defensive end Javier Purcell, 28 tackles, 2 sacks. For Thunderbird on defense. Over on Northwest Christian side, Dave Ennis in his 16th year with the Crusaders. Quarterback Lakai Walwork is a senior, has 1,040 yards passing, 11 TDs, 4 interceptions, and 7 rushing touchdowns as well. Running back Nathan Johannes is a senior, 519 yards, 5 TDs. Wide receiver Landon Beckman is a junior, 29 catches, 358 yards, and 4 TDs. And cornerback Debo Vital is a sophomore, has 2 interceptions.
Man, I like this matchup a lot. I'm going to let you pick first, though.
The 4A is wide open this year. There's been a lot of upsets. A lot of people thought Micah Mountain was the overwhelming favorite, and then kind of everyone forgot that almost all their defense graduated from last year, and they've lost a couple games this year. So a lot of teams have a shot to win it. This game kind of will tell us if Northwest Christian is one of those teams, because they do have 3 wins, but they've come against teams that are 0-15. So we'll see how they do going up against the Titans, who are definitely a top 5 team, if not higher, in the 4A. I like Thunderbird's offense a little too much here. I'm going to go 36-17 in favor of the Titans.
Oh, wow. Okay. You know what I believe shuts down a very, very potent offense? I think it's discipline.
I was going to say.
A good defense, right? A great defense, whatever.
Northwest doesn't have their defensive stats in the computer, so I couldn't give a lot on their defense.
Yeah, I think they're trying to play play head games and not let people see what their guys
Well, they
are
haven't
doing
entered them all
statistically.
season.
So they're trying to stay consistent with that. I think that's part of their that's part of the method of their madness. Listen, I think that Coach Ennis does a great job. I think that Coach Nallette over there at Thunderbird is doing an excellent job. Love what he's doing. I'm actually taking Northwest Christian though. I think that I think Lakai Walwork he's got some things that he's ready to show people, and I want to take Northwest Christian to win this game. I think it's going to be close though. I do think that even though the discipline of Northwest Christian and that defense are going to be able to contain Thunderbird a little bit, I do think that the Littles are going to get there, so to speak. So I'm curious to see how this thing unfolds, but I will take Northwest Christian. I think that Northwest Christian gets this big dub versus Thunderbird, and
that would make them a contender. Put them on the list.
That would
10 teams that can say they got a shot at it in the 4A, which might be the only conference that can say that they have that many teams that could win it.
And maybe Gridiron will stop hating. Then maybe Gridiron will stop being.
This is the prove it game. I sometimes I made a couple weeks ago. I said for Combs, I said this was the prove it game against Paradise Honors, and they did. And here they are now 5-0. And shout out to those kids that went out to Globe and helped the cleanup this week from the storms. Both them and Pima also had some guys out there. So it was great to see teamwork and the one state, everyone working together.
Hey, bigger than football.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of shout outs, shout out to our guy, Cameron Hamill from Desert Edge. He got us back on a winning streak for our Inside the Number Spotlight Kids, our 2026 class. Kind of been up and down a little bit, kind of surprised by a couple of these losses. But it's all good. We are back with a winning streak. I think that's two in a row,
right. 4-2 on the season. Okay. I want to say that Cam had like 9 tackles in that game too. Pulling it up right now.
Hey, listen, me and Gridiron don't cheer for anybody really like specifically. Like
I do. I cheer for our person each week. Sorry, Mountain Point. I was rooting for Desert Edge.
Oh wow! Dang. So you were sweating at halftime when it was only 7-0.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I think Desert Edge only had 2 possessions in the first half. Like Mountain Point was just a whole. They were getting first downs, obviously, but they were grinding it down and moving the ball up and down the field, just not getting it done in the red zone. Cam Hamill had 9 tackles in that game, 2.5 for a loss, and also got credited with half a sack.
Man,
it was 35-7. Desert Edge outscored him 28-7 in the second half.
Well, my man did his job and hooked it up and got.
You're on your own this week, Desert Edge.
Oh man! All right. Well, listen, they don't have to be because they got an offensive lineman over there that's a P5 commit that I know wants to be an Inside the Number Spotlight player, a super talented kid that is somewhat of a Harry Potter fan a little bit. So we might have to show him some love down the line. But anyways, We do got a special kid. We do got a super special kid, one of my favorites, and for good reason. And we're going to bring him up right now. Cool. No, this is not why. They're all my favorites, kind of. But
there you go.
This one, you know the deal. And some of y'all can already kind of guess what direction that this one is going. Hold on, let's see if I can bring it. Boom. Is this going to share? All right, let's see if this shares. We were just waiting for the graphic to come up because. Oh, there we go. All right. Our Inside the Number Spotlight player for the week is the one and only Zeth Thuse, the Arizona State commit. Pitchforks up, you know what it is. Zeth Thuse over there at Liberty, defensive back, super talented defensive player, 24 stats up there. I'm going to let my guy Gridiron Arizona go inside the numbers on the one and only super talented defensive back out of Liberty.
Yep, we got Zeth Thuse from Liberty, 5'11", 185. He's a safety, Arizona State commit. His sophomore year, he won the 6A championship with Saguaro. Last year in his junior year, won the Open championship with Liberty, trying to get his third straight championship, and also, of course, try to get Liberty their third straight Open Division state championship. He was Arizona State's first in-state commit for this class, committed in November of last year. He took his official visit to Tempe in April of this year. Through 5 games so far this year, has 25 tackles, 2 interceptions. For his career on varsity, 171 tackles, 4 sacks, 8 interceptions, 5 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. So certainly, doing a lot on the defensive side of things. Liberty, of course, has 28 straight wins against Arizona teams. This year, they are 4-0 against Arizona teams and have outscored them 167-18. We emphasize the 18 there, of course, being on defense there, holding the opponents to, what is that? Probably 2 touchdowns is probably it. Theus is from an ASU family growing up. He felt comfortable going there on the visit. And this Friday, Liberty 4-1 will be at Mountain Ridge, 1-4 out in Glendale.
Dang, you did my guy Coach Johnson like that? Okay, all right. So, anyways, look, Zeth is absolutely special. One of the highest IQ guys out there. Super talented kid. Has the nose for the ball. Does a great job. Regulating his own defense and stuff like that. And he's playing for one of the best defensive coordinators in the state. Coach Guinea, who I believe will have him fully locked in and ready to go for ASU. And I know that ASU is absolutely ecstatic to have him. At least, I know everything changes all the time.
Publicly say that.
But from what I've heard around the way, the fans, on the boards and things like that, they're super excited about Zeth. And I just know that the ASU coaching staff is super excited about this, and he's an in-state guy. Everybody always wondering when are the big in-state guys going to commit to ASU and choose ASU. Look, this is one of them that jumped on early, activate the Valley, and he was one of the first commits of the class. So it didn't take too long.
Overall, yes, certainly, being that early, in November of his junior year.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to figure it out. And I know that that's the other part of the thing, man. Once you're excited about a place and you feel like that place wants you and you feel like that the match makes sense, there's no need to chase and wait and try to find other things. My man Zeth Theus is going to be a absolutely legendary Sun Devil. And I can't wait. This kid is absolutely special, and I'm not sure what the future holds in regards to winning after this week, but we are hoping that he gets us our 3rd win in a row, because our 2026s haven't been on a 3-game win streak yet. So
no, him and Sine Tenge from Westwood, the only in-state ASU commits for the 26th class so far. So,
and Sine is an absolute dog too. Mm-hmm. So super talented.
Westwood have a good
over there. Yeah, they are. Real quick, I do got to show some love. Hold on. I got some love coming Westwood's way because they just beat Desert Vista, I believe, and they had some guys go off. Keshawn Barkas had 43 carries for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns.
His second giant game in a row.
Hey, my guy Coach Large really went away from his all-pass offense, and Elliott Reed had 20 carries for 131 and 2 tubs. And Dax Clark had 10 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. So shout out to them boys over there at Westwood doing their thing, and shout out to Coach Large, man. Listen, sometimes to know offensive coordinators in particular, when you don't have the personnel that you want to run what you want, you make the most of what you have to get what you need. So I just wanted to put that out there because Coach Large is a pass-happy offensive coordinator type. And for him to be handing off the ball 50 times a game or whatever that was, that's him getting away from himself, putting the ego to the side and doing what he has to do to win games and be successful for the kids. So I want to shout out Coach Large.
The stats. In that game against Desert Vista, which was a win, 35-21, they passed the ball 12 times and had 64 rushing attempts. Barkas had the 289 yards on 43 carries. So 64 running plays. So there you go. If it's working, keep doing it until they can stop it. This week, of course, they host Basha. So we will see how creative they can be on offense.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have to figure it out. All right. We do got the manual standings. We do
Yes,
got
we
the
did.
manual standings, right? Okay.
Yeah.
How did we do last week?
We both, let's review this real quick. We both went 2-0. We had Cactus Shadows beat PV by more than either one of us thought they would. Paradise Valley not at that level yet was what Coach Davis said after the game, which isn't surprising because Cactus Shadows, like we mentioned, has been a top 10 team all season. And of course, returned the quarterback, and Donovan Dixon went off, and he had 5 touchdowns, and he had 344 yards passing, and only played the first half of that game, 56-14. And we both took Marana, who also put 50 on the board in a win over Buena, 52-27.
You were too scared to take your Buena team. Dang, I needed.
No, I think I said last week that the defense was my concern there. That Buena's had a couple games, where their defense, hasn't been able to stop as well. That their net team is going to have their hands full this week. They got to play Mountain View this week, the Toros. I think the Toros are making the trip down there to play at Buena. So that makes it 9-3 on my side and 5-7 for you.
All right. Well, shout out to my guy Sean Roebuck. I saw that he picked up that UW offer.
Yeah.
So I just want to show him some love. And their offense is so loaded with Schmidt
it's his first offer too.
No, it's not his first offer because I think his first offer was Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Don't you keep up with this stuff? I thought you kept up with this stuff.
I keep it on paper for Roebuck's class, but that was the first one that I noticed.
So that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's in the computer for the seniors. We're all about this.
I'm not mad at you. We're good. All right. So I'm trailing Gridiron in the pick'em in the 2-piece pick'em, but it's all good. It's all right because I'm gonna hit the game winner on championship week. So it's gonna be cool, and we're gonna make this thing work. Up next, we're gonna break down this big 5A matchup. Some that I have to call this a 5A matchup because I really think one of these teams should be in the 6A, but it's all good. And
neither was 5A last year.
This is true. So they get to meet for the first time.
Last year, this would have been 4A versus 6A.
Which would be absolutely crazy. All right. Anyways, Gridiron, we are going to break down ACP at Mountain Point. ACP doing unprecedented things. I don't think any of us had ACP doing what they're doing right now. I'm going to let you get inside those numbers in a second, but absolutely unprecedented things. They are coached by Coach Derek Zellner, who took this job. This is his first year there. I know you're going to get into that, so I'll let you finish that up in a minute. Absolutely amazing what they got going on. Quarterback Gunnar Schmidt is, I guess, kind of taking over the offense due to injury.
Do we know is Evans' injury long term?
I'm not sure if it's long term, but
he hasn't played the last couple games.
Yeah, and I hope that he comes back sometime soon.
This is me not doing my homework again.
Yeah, and I know somebody's going to troll us later. So listen. What I don't do is I don't go to these coaches and really ask about injuries so that I can broadcast them later anyway. So for now, I'm just going to say Gunnar Schmidt is going to be the starter versus Mountain Point. They got a super talented running back room over there with Max Sasso and Ja'Cory Horn Jr. And one of my favorite wide receivers in the state. This kid is absolutely special and a game breaker on special teams when he's returning kicks. Ashton Sanchez. And then they got Brady Barkdahl over there taking care of some business too in that room. Linebacker, this kid is an absolute treat, not for the offense though. Cam Mitchell, an absolute problem. Defensive back Noah Montoya trying to control things in that secondary. An X factor for them offensively, Austin Spenlove. This kid can do some things and open up that offense so that Max and Ja'Cory can get loose. On the flip side, we got Mountain Point kind of reeling right now, also doing some things that we did not expect. At least I did not expect. Maybe Gridiron expected this. Gridiron had this team going like almost 500-ish, and I'm wondering.
It's at 6-4. They're halfway to 6-4 right now.
Right. And you kind of, I'm wondering if this is the stretch that you were thinking that this was going to be the 4 losses. I really don't think you had them losing to ACP.
I did not think ACP would be 5-0 going into this game. No.
We'll get into more of this in a second. John Roberts has taken over Mountain Point, first-year head coach over there. I know you're going to get into that, so I'll let you finish that up. Quarterback Christian Escobedo started last week, so I'm guessing that he's going to start this week, but I never know what's going on over there because I don't know what the offensive coordinators are thinking. Wide receiver Josiah Smith, absolute game breaker, transfer from Iowa. I found out about that a long time ago. Plays for Tucson Turf, an absolute dude. Running back Sonny Norwood has really shown what he's capable of this season.
He's an exciting player.
This kid is absolutely special. His film is going to be crazy. Freshman, playing all the way up on varsity. Jameer McKinney, a legacy kid over there. This kid is also, I think, very, very special and can do some things. They are led on that offensive line by Aaron Thomas. I know you're going to get into that a little bit. The kid's big and can block and can do some things. And, you know, I think that he'd be a great leader for any offensive line. Pair of defensive linemen over there that I love. Tyreek Washington, a.k.a. Cheese, super athletic, quick hands, and great feet for a big fella. And then Taylor Caldwell, also super athletic, can do some things and cause some havoc in the trenches. Linebacker Jalen Coulter is an absolute savage, and I think that, you know, he's one of the best linebackers in the state. I am stunned that his recruiting isn't more through the roof. X factor on defense, Marley Fila. If he can get to the quarterback, cause some problems in the backfield, this should be an easy one for Mountain Point. If Christian Escobedo is allowed to, you know, get loose, they take the reins off him, let him get the ball to the athletes, because those guys are all coming back. The LeGarrette Blunt Jr.'s two-way guy, but he can get loose on offense. The transfer, Mekhi Hodge, available now. Tight end, defensive lineman. You know, if Christian's given an opportunity to get the ball delivered to them, then I think that, you know, these guys, you know, will be super competitive in this game. But I'm going to let you break this down a little bit further, go inside the numbers on ACP at Mountain Point.
All right, we got Arizona College Prep, the Knights at 5-0 at Mountain Point, the 3-2 Pride. This will be in Ahwatukee Friday night. That's at 7 p.m. at 40th Street and Knox Road. Last week, ACP defeated Gilbert 44-21. Mountain Point lost to Desert Edge, as we mentioned, 35-7. This is the first meeting between the teams. Of course, it's ACP's first year up in the 5A. Head coach Derek Zellner in his first year with the Knights. He previously was a head coach at Gilbert. Quarterback Evan Heinrich, we mentioned him. The senior was injured in the Chaparral game in week 3. Had 5 touchdown passes up to that point. Gunnar Schmidt, a junior, has started the last 2 games, has 231 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in those 2 games. Running back Max Sasso, a senior, 322 rush yards, 6 touchdowns. Wide receiver Ashton Sanchez, you mentioned him, the senior, 16 catches for 273 yards and 2 TDs. Defensive end Wyatt Schoonover is a junior, 24 tackles, 3.5 sacks. And safety Noah Montoya is a senior, 37 tackles, 2 interceptions. The defense for ACP definitely getting their electrolytes there, allowing just 15 points per game.
That segment brought to you by Pocari Sweat. Hold on.
There you go, Pocari, the sweat. Gotta have. Mountain Point head coach John Roberts, first year over there with Pride, was previously the head coach at Vista Grand. Quarterbacks, Christian Escobedo is a junior. He started last week's game, has thrown for 101 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Munoz, a junior, started the 3 before that, has 703 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns. I watched him against Desert Vista have a great game of 22 for 28 for 232 yards and a touchdown. The Max Prep stats will tell you that only Escobedo played quarterback, except for Sonny Norwood, who lines up in the Wildcat and will pass it sometimes, also listed in there. But I have heard from people that were there that Munoz also played quarterback at some point during that Desert Edge game. So who knows what will be behind center this week. No running back Amari Sanders is a senior, 258 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jameer McKinney is a sophomore, another running back, 160 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wide receiver Josiah Smith is a junior, has 19 catches for 286 yards and 2 TDs. And of course, on the offensive line, you have Aaron Thomas, the Ohio State commit. Over on defense, linebacker Jalen Coulter is a senior, 56 tackles, 8 sacks this season. And then defensive lineman Marley Feli, junior, 20 tackles and 3 fumble recoveries this season.
Hey man, listen. I don't even know where to start with this thing. Mountain Point starts off 3-0. They started off 3-0, and from the tape that from the little tape that I've seen, it looks like Coach Gray's the running back coach, Papa Gray's, Keon Gray's dad. So Keon Gray Sr. Yeah, he's the running backs coach over there. It looks like he's doing a fantastic job, especially if you're saying that Sonny Norwood is really like that, because you actually seen him in person.
Sonny Norwood, the first couple games, he came in and he had he had rushing touchdowns, and they like to line him up as a Wildcat quarterback, but he won't just run because he threw twice in the Desert Edge game, completing both passes. So you can't just load the box if you see. I think he's number 5. Load up, line up behind center. But most likely they're going to run if he's back there.
And from the tape that I've seen, defensively, like if you take out the Desert Mountain game, obviously, which was a complete mess. I have no clue what they were doing offensively, concepts and schemes and all that stuff. Look,
Coach Hamilton's a defensive guy, so
I think that. I think that Coach Pinker, their DC over there, I guess, has done a great job over there as a DC. Those first 3 games, I think he did a great job against Desert Vista, from which I saw a lot of the tape from that. It seemed like their defense was getting them the ball in Desert Vista's side of the field for most of those first possessions, most of those first half possessions. So you were actually there. You know better than I do. So
yeah, I saw him put 55 on Desert Vista, and some of that was attributable to their defense forcing 3 turnovers in the first quarter to put them 21-0 lead. But then still they scored 34 points after that.
Right. So I look. Mountain Point has the athletes. Mountain Point has the athletes and a talented quarterback, of which they should win this game by maybe 14. But I'm taking ACP. ACP's been so consistent. Coach Zellner is doing an amazing job over there. Everything's going right over there. And listen, man, one thing that I do want to bring up, Coach Zellner has an absolutely fantastic kid over there, literally his own kid, a quarterback.
He actually gotten into a few of the games.
Who I think is an absolute stud. I think he's a 29. He's an absolute stud.
Yep, quarterback.
And Coach Zellner is making him earn it.
Super.
He's making him earn it, and I love him for doing that, because there's so many people out there complaining about like the whole daddy ball thing and stuff.
Well,
like
he's
that.
got. I mean, there's a senior and a junior that are ahead of him, so to say, on the roster.
100%. And he's gonna make his kid earn it, apparently, and I love that. So shout out to him.
I'm assuming that Cooper's playing at a lower level, whether it's freshman or JV.
I would think that he's getting his reps somewhere, but
to get reps. So
yeah, I would think that he's getting his reps somewhere, probably playing 2, maybe 3 quarters on a lower level, and then coming up to varsity just in case, because you never know.
ACP does have a JV team that is 3-0 this season, and their freshman team is 2-2 so far.
I'll tell you right now.
They do have all 3 levels.
Baby Zellner could play varsity ball in the 5A. He could start for some of these 5A teams, especially from some of the stuff that I've seen out there. He could definitely start at a lot of the high-level 5A squads. He could probably start for a lot of 6A schools. So, and let's not be ridiculous. Like, I'm not talking about the schools with Will Menzel and Cale Snyder and those schools. Like for anybody that wants to just be dumb, I guess. Like, yes, I'm not talking about those schools. His kid's super talented. I just wanted to bring that up. I expect to see him at Elite 11s and camps like that. I'm taking ACP in this one. I kind of want to take them by 14 until Mountain Point figures out the madness.
Yeah. We do have an update in the ACP quarterback. Heinrich is back to practicing, but he's still not 100%. It will be a game day decision on Friday to see who plays. So he's definitely not 100% out. but we don't know if he'll be playing quarterback on Friday or not. This could be
Okay.
a defensive one, based on the QB situations for both teams. Mountain Point's only scored 23 points total the last 2 weeks. Of course, that was against two really good defenses, maybe the best two defenses in all of the 5A. But I'm going to take ACP also. I'm going to go 24-17.
20. Wow, you got it close. Oh, sheesh. Okay.
Yeah, I got it close.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate.
All right. No, I didn't say you hated Mountain Point. I mean, look,
Just didn't
you
want to
actually
win last week.
you actually oh, you went to their game and saw them while they were flying high.
They were flying high. That is absolutely true. They were definitely, that was the, you get a trophy for that one. The Tukey Bowl trophy when they beat Desert Vista.
Isn't that like
It's
the
not
Zach
too many
Elvira
schools
trophy?
they got to lift a trophy in week 2.
Is it, oh, man, I just hope that listen, not that I'm cheering for anybody, but I just hope that's not the only trophy that those kids ever lift up is that Tukey Bowl Zach Elvira trophy. But I'm not even sure if it's still called the Zach Elvira trophy or what, because I remember he like sponsored the whole Tukey Bowl for like 5 years. So yeah. So there's that. But all right, man. Okay. As we move on, Gridiron. Has there been any surprises? I mean, I know that you do like the updates and stuff. Obviously, you do your manual scoreboard and things like that every Friday night. I am curious. Are there any surprises?
Tolleson is definitely a surprise. I kind of dismissed their schedule a little bit, but
yeah, you did
at the beginning of the season. I definitely would not have said they were 5-0. Absolutely not. And this is a team that went 1-9 last season. So I mean, at the beginning, obviously we didn't know about the quarterback that was coming in or how highly accoladed he was or how well he adjusted the team. And he mentioned in the interview how well that they've been getting to be the family aspect and everything like that. So I'm sure he was there early in the summer, probably when they went to camp or something like that. Also, get that important bonding time in. And we've talked about Combs, obviously, being the surprise there. The Thunderbird, I don't know that people thought that they'd still be running the undefeated here 6 weeks into the season. We kind of were surprised the night that you brought the Rivals guy on when he said Chandler was going to go 9-1, and here the Wolves are. I think they're the 4th best team in 6A right now. They still have some tough games, but here they are with 4-1 with a lone loss, a 1-point loss to that team in California.
Hey, Epic Sports going to be out there next Thursday, Millennium at Tolleson.
There you go. So. You crash the booth over there.
Yeah, if they allow me, if Sonia Blade allows me to crash the booth, I'll come hang out with Ed and Povey and talk some Tolleson ball because I love what Tolleson's got going on right now. I love this for Wellbrock. Me and Wellbrock have a love-hate relationship, and I think he's. I was tough on some things that transpired years and years and years ago, but I think he's a good
Shadow
dude.
Ridge is 3-2 over there with Coach Zadebski.
Yeah, hey, can't be mad at that. Our guy
Canyon View is 4-1. I believe
Coach Alcantar, my mijo. He's definitely holding it.
Verado has started 4-1 with a new coach. So there's definitely some people might have thought Cactus might have had a drop off, but Luke Berlin threw for over 400 yards last week. The guy that you've had on the show here recently, and the Cobras are 4-1.
Hey, since I had him on the show, he's taken off.
Absolutely.
He's taken off because since I had him on the show, he hit up Peoria, and then last week he knocked somebody out with 4.
And then there's going to be a few teams from Tucson that Valley schools aren't going to know about in the 5A that are going to be in their playoff brackets. And you got Desert View right now at 5-0, a team I saw in week 1. So I'm not surprised that they're still 5-0 after seeing them. But then you got Flowing Wells is 5-0 and Sunnyside's 4-1. They're going to play Desert View this week. I think it's a Thursday game.
Hey, Tempe Union has been absolutely abusive to record
And speaking
projections.
of Tempe Union, if we're going to talk about surprise teams, Marcos Deniz is 4-1.
Yeah, but McClintock is absolutely
No, I wasn't going to talk about the bad ones. Yeah,
shredded us. They've absolutely killed us.
they've absolutely killed us. Yeah,
in our
Arcadia's
so
5.
so
They might
so
Arcadia's
Mountain Points
teams that are in the mix in 4A. And then you want to go way out west. You got Gila Ridge 4-1. Just got that big win over St. Mary's last week. Lee Williams is 4-1 up in Kingman. Tucson Saguaro is 4-1. And the Sierra Linda Bulldogs out there in West Phoenix, they are 5-0.
Holding it down. They're doing their thing too.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing their thing too. What's it called? Yeah, listen.
That's Coach Roland Pierce out there.
Man, and he's doing a great job. He's doing an absolutely phenomenal job over there. Listen, when I say McClintock,
finally Youngster is also 5-0. That's Coach Seacock out there now. Or no, I'm sorry, it's Coach Highsmith. I'm sorry, Alonzo.
Yeah,
Highsmith.
Coach Seacock is over at Paradise. Honors
he's
now.
at Paradise Honors. Yeah, Youngster is 5-0.
Hey, listen, when I say McClintock absolutely shredded us, I don't mean like that. Coach Offenberger has that thing going the right way. Coach Offenberger has them going the right way, and that team is going to be a 9-1-ish team at some point.
I'm not going to go there.
Coach Offenberger's there.
I'm gonna have to see something before I buy in on that one again.
Oh man, listen, hey, there's a team loses their quarterback in week 1 or week 2, all bets are off. Mm-hmm. All bets are off. Like they have to be. Like that's why what ACP is doing is so like unprecedented.
They've gone 2 weeks without their starter. Yeah.
Maybe
might go a third. Yeah.
So like, listen, they made it to the halfway mark and they are still rolling undefeated. So shout out to Coach Zellner and the job that he's doing. Gridiron, I appreciate you so much. Always holding us down. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Gridiron always holding down the numbers community side of things for the show. Gridiron. Next week, do you know what game you're going to, or this week? Do you know what game you're going to?
I am going to be out. I'm going to go see Coach Zadebski's Shadow Ridge team. They are at Brophy this week. So I'll be at school checking out Coach Jewell's team, seeing if this is a team that I think will be in that 6A 5-12 playoff, to where if you win the game, you're in the Open. And I'm sure that Brophy's a team that wants in on that because they've never been there before.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely make my way out to the Vale on Thursday.
Thursday night, right? North Canyon, who has won 2 games this season.
Hey, that's 2 more games than I thought that they were gonna win. So shout out to North Canyon. Shout out to North Canyon.
That's my local school. I gotta give them a plug there. Going for 3 here.
Hey, I'm warning y'all. Get your licks in on Maryville now, because you might not get them later. So them boys, they coming.
This will be the first week that Maryville has their transfers,
which will be exciting. So I'll be out there,
as well as many other schools also. But we were talking about Maryville here, so
I'll be out there to watch them get loose and do their things. Can't wait to see the Carter brothers and the things that they're capable of doing. I know that they're about to bring that heat. Gridiron, I appreciate you so much.
One last thing, the Werfel Award, it combines community service with leadership on and off the field. And they made a watch list, and every single school gets one guy on the watch list. Of course, Coben is ASU's recipient. If you don't know, the U of A recipient is Genesis Smith from Hamilton. And then there's like a panel that will narrow it down later and decide the finalists, and then there'll be the announcement of the winner. It said there's some kind of fan vote, but I don't know where that is yet.
Oh, so we need to load that thing.
I don't know if the fan vote started now or if it starts later. So you might want to look into that if it's something that we can
try to figure it out.
Help Coben get. So
I'll try to figure it out. Now that you've done some research into it, I'll try to figure that thing out. Hey, Gridiron, I appreciate you. I'm gonna catch up with you next week, and we're gonna find out if I can close this gap, because we got one difference over here on
one difference. Yep,
yeah,
chance to close to 3.
We'll see. We'll see if I can close this gap on this pick'em. Gridiron, I'll catch you next week. Appreciate you. Later.
All right.
Let's get it.
All right, your boy Chili. Hey, listen. Last week I got hit up by a bunch of coaches that reached out to me regarding the Donut Dogs thing. Yeah, I am gonna do it real quick, because I got to get up out of here. I got to get up out of here. But I do want to show love to some of the guys that have put in the work. And this is kind of a mix of the last 2 weeks, I guess. So so just bear with me a little bit. Over here we got, let's see, which one do we got over here? I believe that this is from this week. This one. Super excited though, because I always, listen, I don't want any bad for anybody, but I believe that this one's from this week. Canyon View gave Camelback the donut, and shout out to Coach Alcantar and what he's doing over there. He absolutely has his program rolling and in the best way possible. And I couldn't be more excited for somebody. Just a little backstory. That one of like the first times that I met Coach Alcantar back when he was coaching at Chavez, I literally told him that I believed in what he was doing with this program, to the point that I thought that they were going to be 8-2 and qualify for the playoffs. And like, he believes in his team. But just like every coach out there, like, they want to have like the realistic expectations. And when I told him that, like, he's like, wow, he's like, you're like the only media member that thinks that. We have like Perry on our schedule at a time when Perry had like Chuba Birdie, and we got this team on our schedule at a time when like that team had some super talented like Division I guy. And I was just like, listen, I was like, I just think that what you got your kids doing and the way that you got your guys believing, I just think that you got something super special that those guys are going to deliver. So shout out to Coach Alcantar and what he's doing over there with his guys over there at Canyon View. Up next, we do got another one. Stand by. This game, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know that these guys had it in them. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. Boom. Boom. This is also from this past week, if it will come up. Want to show some love real quick. We got our guys over there in the Northwest Valley. Boulder Creek absolutely rolling and did their thing versus Cesar Chavez. I'm a little stunned. Cesar Chavez offense, I know, has a little bit of punch, so to lose 49-0. Boulder Creek definitely had that thing cooking, and shout out to them for getting this huge victory over Cesar Chavez. So I know Coach Hovick is gonna try to figure that thing out and make that thing work. What else do we got? Oh my gosh, we have this one over here. Holy smokes! Kind of didn't expect this one. I don't know if I should say I didn't expect it. I always expect. Let me go to this one first. We got this one over here on the. Wow, this one came in, and Eastmark absolutely cooking. My guy Coach Lyons got his little Warriors absolutely ready to destroy everybody. Defensively, he's got some dudes that are absolute animals. So I want to show those guys some love, because like Dane Silver always gets like all the attention and stuff like that. But they got some other dudes, Cano. They got some guys that can absolutely go over there. So I want to show Coach Lyons' squad a little bit of love. Donut Dogs over there beating Washington 48-0. 48-0. That's absolutely crazy. What else do we got over here from this past week? Another one that we got is this one. And man, I don't know, like, I'm not surprised. I know Coach Luna and his squad are capable of doing stuff like this. But I just remember the Central team the last few years being just a little bit more competitive than this. I know that they've gone through some things, and it is what it is. But Coach Luna has his squad rolling. The Cougars doing their thing. 60 almost gave them the 70 burger. Sheesh, Avion Williams and company taking care of business, getting back on that winning track, and making sure that they get some of these dubs, qualified for the playoffs, and make their moves. So and so shout out to Coach Luna and the squad. Let's see. There's a couple from last week. There's a couple from last week that I got that I don't want to get hated on, and I don't want people to get mad at me. So Red Mountain versus South Point Catholic last week, a big one. Red Mountain delivered the donut and beat South Point 36-0. I was absolutely stunned. South Point got athletes, but Red Mountain Coach Enders is an absolute animal and does his thing certified problems. So want to show Coach Enders some love and his guys, and they get their super talented transfer back this week. So they're going to be even more dangerous. So shout out to Coach Enders and company over there at Red Mountain. Another one. I guess this is becoming like a thing. All the way over there in the East Valley that we don't really give enough love to. But I was hit up and told about this baseball score. Combs beat Paradise Honors 2-0. A shout out to Combs and the job that they're doing over there. Absolutely amazing. They still haven't been scored on. Nobody hit me up with their shutout this week, so I didn't post that one up. But shout out to Combs for taking care of business and making that thing cook. And I hope that they go the whole season rolling shutouts because I think that that's absolutely legit. Sierra Linda also jumping in on the conversation for Donut Dogs. They handed one to Washington. I think that Sierra Linda is doing a great job over there, and they got some transfers coming in that are about to be ready. Coach Pierce doing a fantastic job with the Bulldogs, taking over that program, and definitely got them going the right way. This is a big win, so shout out to them. Another one coming up. Let's see, what do we got? I think we got two more. I think we got two more after this. So some more Donut Dogs. I don't know how to get this thing to load faster, but maybe it's the internet. I have no idea. Maybe it's a program. Bradshaw Mountain, 59-0 over Mingus. Shout out to Coach Ortiz. Ran the build up on his old squad. Nothing personal, but my man just doing his job. So they got that thing started early in the first half. It was like 45-0, and so they just decided to get that clock moving a little bit, get everybody home early, catch the early edition of Sports Center or whatever. So shout out to Bradshaw Mountain for taking care of business. The next school, let's see, who do we got? I guess that's the last one. Just kidding. Okay, perfect. That is the last one. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I am definitely gonna make sure that I try to support as many of you as possible. If you guys need anything, make sure you hit me up at Just Chili, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Just Chili TV, on TikTok and YouTube. Everybody's asking me about the dropping dimes thing. I promise I'm gonna get those loaded up as soon as my guy Cam Cox sends them to me, because I have to go through him to get them because he's gatekeeping the dropping dimes episode. So the other way to see them is jump on the 12 Plus app. Make sure you search dropping dimes, and you'll see me and Cam talking about a whole bunch of kids, talking to a whole bunch of kids in the community that are making noise, making waves. So your boy Chili, I'm gonna make my way out of here, and I'll probably catch ASU practice tomorrow while they're on their bye week. And other than that, I'll just be around. So anybody needs anything, you know the deal. Your boy Chili, Forks Up Forever. Y'all know what it is.